Hey guys, I'm here today to show you how to use our very cool online map creator for your geography project. This is the third step after you're done updating your geography page on your website. You will go and try to make a map of your continent. So let's click in and let's see what we get. Here's our geography project slides. I have a link pretty much everywhere for your geography project. This is just one of them. There are some on Google Classroom. It's super easy to find. You just gotta ask someone. So once we get into our geography project, we're gonna go down here to map creation because we already have our research, our website update, and everything else complete. So let's go down to map creation. Here we go, map creation. I even have it linked and very obvious where to find it right here. So if you don't know where it is, you're not trying. Make sure you try just a little bit harder to find these things. So map creation, what do? Let's show off our geography skills by creating a realistic continent map or create a fantasy made up map. This is what we're going to be doing. The fantasy made up map is the first thing we're going to tackle. I want to show you how this works. We're going to click the online world creator because this is the fantasy made up map that we're going to try to make look exactly like our continent. So this should be completely unblocked. And it's this very strange looking fantasy website called Inkarnate. All you gotta do is sign up. Once you sign up, you can literally use your STU numbers because they don't even email you. Come up with the same password you always use for your STU, whatever it is, and then click sign up. Once you get in, it'll just be right on your maps, and you're going to have to create a new map. But there are some things on the left side that can help you do this. But what we want to look at is just this create button. And we're going to do a standard. I'm not sure if the Google Chromebooks can handle the Pro. You can try between both of them, but the Pro will probably be slower. So let's try the standard. And it gives you a completely blank map. And you got a bunch of tools over here to use. So my continent is Africa. I'm very happy because Africa is actually super easy to draw. And we're going to click the Sculpt tool. Once you click the Sculpt tool, it'll give you land. So I'm just going to do an outline of Africa. I might want to make it a little bit bigger. It's no big deal if you mess up on this one. There's Africa. I'm just going to color it in because now I have land right where the ocean was. While you're on your shovel, you can either add or subtract land. So if I put it on subtract, oh, now I got a little lake in the middle of Africa, but that lake doesn't exist, so I'm just going to click the undo button. Oh, they don't even have an undo button, so it looks like I just have to add that back in. Be aware, there is no undo button. You're going to have to redo things by yourself. You can change the circle to a block. You can change it to a hexagon. It's up to you how you actually want to do it. I like just doing it freestyle, free form. So now that I have Africa kind of made, I mean, it doesn't look the best. Got Madagascar in there. I'm going to go over to the pattern tool. Now, once you click the pattern tool, come on up here to select pattern. And you can click from mountains to hills to trees to pines to dead trees. So this is all your physical geography you're going to have to remember how it goes. So I'm going to start with my trees because I know the middle of Africa, based on my research, is full of jungle. So I'm just going to go ahead, fill in the jungles of the middle of Africa. Perfect. I mean, the more you add, the better. That way you really get that jungly look. I know Madagascar is mostly jungle, based on my research, so I'm going to fill in jungle right there. Now you're probably going to want a picture or a map of Africa open or your continent open. As you do this, I have mine right here. So I have my Congo, that is the actual place that I just made with all of those trees. It's the Congo forest. So I'm going to put a little text above it so we can label it Congo rainforest. I can take that. I can move it. Come on, buddy. Put it right on top of the rainforest. Perfect. Now, it doesn't have a like river or lake tool. You have to go back to your sculpt tool. You got to go to subtract so we can get some water in there. And this is way too big. See that shadow? That's way too big. Let's fix the size for a river, because we got to make the Nile River. Look at the Nile. It's right there. It goes all the way down to Lake Victoria, right near the Congo. And look, the Congo also has a river. So I got to put those in if I want to be accurate. So let's make the Nile River. Come on down to the Congo. And then there's a lake at the bottom of it. So I'm going to try to squeeze in this lake. And then it looks like the Congo River kind of cuts near the end of it. So I'm just going to, it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to try to make my Congo River right there. And again, let's label it. So this is the Nile. That's right there. And then we have Congo River right there. And last but not least, Lake Victoria right there. So now, it's starting to kind of look like Africa. The last big thing we got to do, I feel like, is the Sahara Desert, at least for this tutorial. So let's make the Sahara Desert. Now, there is no desert tool, but I know just from my research that the Sahara Desert actually has some like sand dunes everywhere. So since we don't have sand dunes, we have hills. We can try to put some hills in the Sahara. That way, we kind of figure, oh, okay, so this is where the Sahara is. Let's make sure we really mark it. And then go ahead and just type in Sahara Desert. Perfect. Let's get that off of the Nile. Let's put it right there so we know. And we are getting real close to having a pretty good map of Africa. Now, those are just the physical features I put in. You should also put in some human features. So we had to look up our biggest cities, and if you haven't, I just typed in Africa biggest cities map, and this is what came up. So I'm going to have to add some of these cities. I think I'm going to add just 3 of the biggest ones: Cairo, Lagos, and what's the next one? Kinshasa. Those are the 3 I'll put in, and maybe Johannesburg, because I've heard of that one. That one's pretty famous. So let's go ahead and click the object tool, and you get a lot of objects. You're going to go up here to see the objects. You get a lot of objects. Now this is super fantasy, so it's not going to look exactly right, but we can at least put cities in. So I'm going to click the capital for a city, and see how big it is? I'm going to tone down that scale. See how much smaller it gets once I tone it down. Put Cairo there. I already forgot where these things belong. Cairo and Alexandria are kind of on top of each other. We have Lagos to the west. We have Johannesburg, I remember that, way down in the south. And then Kinshasa, right in the Congo. That's super easy to remember. And let's go ahead and put some text. And some good news, I found how you can change the color of the land. You click the brush, you click the box, and you get all of these different colors of land. So if you want to mark spots, like I just did the Sahara Desert, you can also mark countries if you would like. For instance, let's try to put Egypt in there. I picked a different color for Egypt. I'm going to try to color it in. This may not work that well on your laptops, but it's working pretty good on mine. I'm just going to put Egypt. So good luck editing. Try to make this as accurate as possible. Make sure you're labeling things. The one thing you can't do on this is put in your religions, which kind of stinks, but at least you can show that you know geography by actually populating your map with things that are geographic in nature. Of course, we can always put our compass in here. We always need a compass with north, south, east, and west. So just make sure you're making it look like a map. Good luck, guys, and have fun doing this. This should be a good time trying to make your continent and make it look exactly like it's supposed to. Make sure you click save, and you should be all good. When you're done, make sure you click the export button, and it'll download your map right to your computer. This is what you need to put up online on Google Classroom. All right, guys, good luck.